All right, welcome back. Shout out to Natu for the donation. Thank you, Natu. I appreciate you. Yes. So she was saying they have a website now. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Let me talk real quick about Paul Okoye and ex-husband of Anita, the one half of PSquare. I want to talk about that because it's a very, very important thing that we need to pull out here. Okay, and I want my brothers to know that I've been through the pain that they're experiencing. Okay, yeah, this right here, qualisainc.us. That's her page. If you remind me, I will update the label to Natu. Thank you for always supporting this platform. All right, so fragrance, smelly, nice. In fact, my wife took me out on a date this afternoon, and I couldn't resist. I had to say yes. That's why I pushed the show 2 hours later on. I'm just being honest with you guys, okay? I couldn't resist. All right. But anyway, let's talk about Paul Okoye. As a matter of fact, let me update this right now. qualisainc.org. So Paul Okoye is one half of he's one half of PSquare, the great PSquare, Nigerian twins, Afrobeat pioneers, right? And he's been throwing subliminals. To people like me, it's not subliminals because I can relate with the pain that he has in his heart. I can relate with it. This is why I keep telling you, the kind of stuff I share with you here, they're coming from experience. Okay? They're coming from experience. They are not, I'm not talking from my ass. Okay? I know the pain that a lot of men are going through. I know that they have also been guilty of what they've been accused of. Oftentimes, your wife left you for a real reason. A lot of time it's her experience. If she doesn't want to be with you anymore, she doesn't want to be with you anymore. You need to acknowledge your best chances of keeping your household together is to really just acknowledge that. Now, it's a very difficult process if you feel like she's been ungrateful and she's been an ingrate. You provided everything. You feel like there's no reason for her to complain. You feel like you've brought all the money to the table, but yet she dumped your ass. So a part of you really resents that. Now, you've done a fantastic job to make sure that she's set and good. You don't mention her name. But these subliminals, if you keep at it, it's only a matter of time before you tell on yourself. Right? It's a sign that you haven't done enough work on yourself, or you are disengaging every now and then from the work you need to do on yourself. It's a part of you that feels like you're exonerating a woman from a bad behavior. So, well, she's the mother of my kid. Let me not attack her. You're absolutely correct. I'm making an assumption. But I know these things, and I have clients. So I know them very well. Yes, men, clients. Right? So I know them very well. And I know that these are ways you can hurt yourself competing with women. You come off from your throne and you're coming down to compete with women, you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to eventually attract what you fear the most. Yes, in your present relationship. She might not be able to see it now because she's the new wife, the Ayo, right? She's getting the baby range and all that kind of stuff. Of course, it's beautiful, right? But see finish inevitably enters every relationship. It's just a matter of time. Human beings are not your mates. Everybody at some point will collect. But you need to check your expectations of human beings. Daddy Freeze is also going through something similar. Benedicta is the new wife. They're having a good time. They love each other. More precisely speaking, they are in love. In love is not really sustainable because it's a feeling at the end of the day. Eventually, you're going to have to love from a place of intention. You're going to have to be self-sustainable. You have to have enough self-respect, enough self-love not to subliminally drag your ex, right? Indirectly, by dragging the general public, the opposite gender, right? The gender warrior in you tells on you, right? And you might think you're getting away with it because there's going to be enough comments in the chat, even from the opposite gender, that will support you because it makes sense on paper, right? They can't read all the way inside. They can't see what people like me can see. But me, I know what I can see, right? It's going to hurt you. You're going to hurt yourself. So if you look at this particular post here, this post says the rate at which they keep saying man must be this financially, money, blah, 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 before getting married or into a relationship is alarming. It is true, but not really. You know, Seda Budge has, I don't know, 1.5 million followers. That's just Seda Budge. Stop following Seda Budge and stop interpreting what Seda Budge is saying as what everybody is saying. That's just Seda Budge saying that. Right? Now, Seda Budge will say it will trigger you. It will make you feel some type of way. Right? Oh, yes, there'll be enough women also saying it. There's a new episode I need to go watch at Nedus now. Honest Bunch of a young lady who is also running her mouth. Somehow she's going to be the quiet one. But somehow she's on Nedu running her mouth on how she's taking care of other people's men behind the scene. That is a lame woman. There's enough lame men, the opposite gender, that will say, she's making sense. Baba, that person will show you shege. That person will tell, not just on herself like she is right now, eventually will tell on you. So you will see a member of the gender that you take sides with, oftentimes will take sides with you because it makes sense what they're saying on paper, black and white. Yes, it's true. There's enough people saying that men should be charged for wanting to be romantically involved. If you are lame enough to buy into that and you generalize with that, that's your fault. That's you. You're the lame one. Okay? It's true on paper. But we also know that most human beings are just trying to do the right thing. When they're trying to do the right thing, they collect. So they end up doing the wrong thing sometimes. Right? Be careful with all these generalized talking points. Okay? So yes, it's true. There's enough people that are saying men must be financially sound. Guess what? Not only are enough people saying that, I advise that a man must be able to take care of himself and a couple of other people before he should be talking about marriage. Should be. There are exceptions to every rule. Why is that touching such a bad nerve on your body? Why is that not just making simple sense? Why can't you use your emotional intelligence and say there are exceptions to every rule? Sometimes you just find a wife, and it's a beautiful thing when you find a wife. You find a good thing, the scripture says, and you can't let it go. So you take a little risk. You say, let's do it, baby. Yes, there are exceptions like that, and it's acceptable because it happens, right? But we can still say, hey, you should, right? If you could, please make sure you can take care of yourself and a couple of other people before you go into marriage for your own self-respect. Why would that be something that would trigger anybody? I know why. Because you don't collect shege from your past woman. And you can't get over it.
Continue.
I will. Dear kings, change the narrative. You can't change the narrative. The reality of our world is exactly what you're presented with. Those are the cards you're dealt. The question is, you got game? Can you navigate? Do you have the skills to navigate the cards you're dealt? Abi, you're busy on the internet because you know enough people will agree with your lame ass talking point. Right? When is it lame? When it lacks emotional intelligence. Okay? And social intelligence. Change the narrative, you can't. So it's unrealistic at best. Chase money. Terrible idea. Of course you should make money. But you're making the centerpiece money. The only thing that Paul obviously has is money. right? That's precisely what a simp is. They're gullible. So when a woman disappoints them or dump them in spite of money, they can't fathom it. It doesn't make sense to them, right? Make money and look for a rich girl. Really? A typical man is not set up that way. Women are hypergamy. Men are hypogamy. There's a reason for that's the social construct. It is what it is, right? Not just money. A typical woman wants to be able to look up to you. They like the idea of being able to respect you. Sometimes they get caught up in the emotions of things. They're having a hard time respecting you, especially if you run your mouth with this kind of stuff. Now, we can say this is cruise. Don't take it too seriously. I can see a certain consistency in his talking point. If he keeps it up, he's going to lose the woman he has right now. That girl does not know life. He has not seen anything yet. She has not seen anything yet. All she sees is Range Rover. That doesn't mean she's chasing money. I'm just saying she does not know. She does not know 1% of who you are as a man. She's having a good time. Can you keep it up? Right? If she start to show you when she start to show you, do you have the skills to withstand it? I'll be like, I knew it. This woman, I knew it. They cannot be held accountable. They cannot be held accountable. Then you'll be like, then you are presented with another additional opportunity to continue to generalize. Baba, you go collect.
Oh my days. The
reality is that money is never enough. Money goes a long way. But oftentimes, it's just a multiplier of exactly who you are. Eventually, everything loses its value, including the sense of financial security. If that's all you bring to the table and you bring nothing else to the table, eventually she's going to start seeking the rest of the other stuff. Things like emotional intelligence. Things like, wait, why you always want to argue with me? She's arguing too, but hey, that's obering for you. She multiplies everything.
Oh, beauty.
Right? Yeah, yes, it's always your fault. That's the reality. So why don't we just check the woman? You're not understanding me. That's unrealistic expectation. And that's you coming off your throne as a king. Right? What you should be doing is attracting the love you deserve as a man by remaining a king. Stop competing with women. Directly, indirectly, with talking points, you will collect. It's only a matter of time. He said, make everybody go also. You're basically speaking to the obvious. Women are hustling too. Because many of them are just as lame too. They think it's about money. It's not about money. Money is just keke irere. Just a means to an end. Have you taken the time to check yourself? What is the end you're looking for as a human being? All of this is easier said than done, by the way. Okay, but I'm looking at the chat here. Funny enough, I actually posted he's a red flag. I didn't realize I said that. This was how many days ago? This was 1 week ago. A whole 1 week ago. This has been in my backlog. But I have my opportunities today. Shout out to Shade who brought this up. I think he's done a fantastic job with regards to keeping his household together. The ex-household. I think that's fine. But this small poison can destroy everything. And he needs to check it and stop it. He needs to check it and stop it. You're winning, bro. You're winning. You've done a fantastic job of keeping your household together. Your ex-wife and a bunch of children are still your household. They depend on you greatly to be that rock. All the subliminals you go collect. You join the manosphere in lame ass talking points, Baba. You collect. It will hunt you down. It's fear. You're speaking out of a place of fear, and you will attract exactly what you fear the most. They have a very weird, twisted ways that it shows up in your life. Yeah, I know. That young girl, she's beautiful. I heard she's pregnant now. Shout out to her, right? But she doesn't know any better. Guess what? You don't know any better too. These things are not common sense. Because it makes common sense. Nobody should be teaching women to be chasing money. It makes common sense. The problem is that these issues are not common sense based. That's why they creep up on everybody from a blind spot. Before you know it, you've destroyed the whole family. Good people are all over the place in divorce courts. Everywhere. And they're tearing each other's face up like this. That's why I said kudos to you, because what you did with that very gentle, quiet divorce is almost impossible these days. Somebody said, a good day to remind you girls that husbands will soon be scarce. Somebody said, dear queens, if you cannot see monthly periods, if you cannot do house chores, if you cannot carry pregnancy and birth children, if you cannot spread his legs on the bed as many times as you want, and also if he's not rich, then he's a red flag. Run for your dear life. Jesus Christ. I don't know what that means. They're everywhere, trolls. Somebody says, if the case was reversed, this is the competition you're looking for, you will attract the competition you're looking for when you compete with women. They multiply everything. You can't compete with them, and they will reciprocate.
Oh, beauty.
It's not sustainable. You're going to hurt yourself. You left your own lane to become a woman. So what should we do? If you don't like her, leave her alone. How's that? Just leave her alone. Well, there's also technology. You can just become a woman too. If the case were reversed, 90% of ladies will remain single. Stop seeing relationships as a poverty elevation scheme. Go get a job, girl. See, that's probably a woman, or that's a man saying that. That's a man who sees an opportunity to compete with women too, right? Should women get a job? Yeah, absolutely. Is that what this is about? No. You're lame. Read between the lines. Pay attention. He's speaking from a deeper place, okay? Somebody said, Bas, I keep telling my gender to hustle hard. Of course, women, we agree with that, because at the end of the day, they too say, hey, make your own money. You should make your own money. That's a default. That does not solve your relationship problems. That's all I'm saying. It will simply multiply you, who you are. Okay. I keep telling my gender to hustle hard. Or if she's broke, leave her. Nobody should be a liability to anyone. Well, that should be a default. The reason why you're getting with her is because she's not really a liability. Right? But let me guess. You've been hurt. You've been dumped. So now you're reflecting, you're like, I shouldn't have dated a girl who is broke. No, you didn't date her because she had money. There was other value she brought to your life. And you're clearly disconnected from that now because you don't collect shiggy. So the easiest thing to yield to, just like the ladies, is like, I shouldn't have dated a girl who is broke. Stop the cap. You dated her for other reasons.
Stop the cap.
But now you don't collect. You don't collect what. Somebody said, one cold bottle of champagne for him. That's the thing. There's going to be enough people that will support this very lame ass talk because it makes sense on paper. He's a red flag. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Go back and watch this video all over again if you need to. This is not common sense. He needs to stop this rhetoric. He needs to stop competing with women. Women are already making more money than a lot of their husbands. I don't know if you are aware. Uh-oh. Pressure.
Everything I do, I will. Pressure to what?
Pressure. Somebody said wrong advice, sir. The advice should be make money and look for a loyal. That's what men want inherently. That's what he's crying about. Make money and look for a loyal, respectful, and good woman. I agree with that person. Let me guess. He's not able to attract whatever he considers to be loyal. So So let's advise everybody else with terrible advice that will make sense on black and white. Of course, women should make money, but that's not what he's talking about. Okay, pay attention to the red flag in this. Any girl that doesn't have up to 50 million naira, see, you will attract a bunch of trolls. Right? Men that talk like cedar budge. Is that really what you want? Good luck. Congratulations to yourself. Say you did a good job. Amnas boy say men are beginning to speak up. The pressure on brokey guys akaria, man. If you're a broke guy, you have pressure. Pressure? Why is that such a terrible thing?
Everything I do, I will.
Okay, it can be unhealthy, I get it. But that's part of your responsibility as a man to manage. Diamond is made out of pressure, isn't it? And I think I heard that gold is also made out of heat, right? So we're in a space where men are complaining about pressure to be able to take care of yourself and a couple of other people. I do think the pressure can be unhealthy, but can we have a more healthier conversation rather than competing with women? Is that possible? Somebody said, but you didn't marry a rich girl. Wahala. Cap.
Let the poor breathe.
It's a terrible idea to compete with women. You cannot compete with women. Women bring so much to the table that we're just not going to match in other aspects of life. Women should not be competing with men either. It's a bastardized structure that will never work because a lot of women are also doing the same thing. That's why you end up with a man that says you're emasculating them. And you're confused. Like, I'm just trying to get you to become a better man. You're like, I don't understand what's going on. Should I just leave him the way he is? No, it's not that simple. Seek the help that you need. But I'm just saying, we're bastardizing what is supposed to be. If you want to swim against nature, just make sure you know what you're doing. Okay? All right. Let me just finish up with the chat right now. I think we've done a fantastic job today. I appreciate everybody for being here today. I'm reserving my comment till when we will table Paul's matter on live show. Wahala. It's not going to listen to me. He has to smash his face on concrete first. Hit rock bottom. And then maybe he will listen to what I have to say about this. Those rhetoric are coming from a deeper place. They're not just what it looks like on paper. These things are usually 90% truth on paper, 1% poison. That poison will destroy everything in his path. So I understand for those that think he makes sense. Congratulations to you. I'm with you. You have an opinion. Congratulations. Okay. Hopefully you won't visit the housemates. Wahala. Paul sounds empty, and when you realize he didn't even make the same choice in both instances of the two women, makes me to wonder who even listens to him. There's more than enough men that are going through enough pain that will listen to him. Not only that, there's enough women, quote unquote pragmatic, it makes sense on paper women, that will say, hey, he makes sense. Women make money too. Me, I'm telling you, when it comes to the real reason why we're having this conversation, romantic relationship, money can only go so far. Okay? You attract what you fear the most. You attract who you are. And what you should be chasing is becoming a survivor. I understand you might have been a victim in the past. I think this gentleman considers himself a victim from the past. But he's also trying to balance it with being a man. So he's very quiet when it comes to his immediate family, but he's making generic statements on the internet. And if he doesn't check himself, that man will collect very, very soon. Okay. So it makes you wonder who even listen to it. There's more than enough people, sadly, okay, because what he's saying makes sense on paper. You know, so if people have not gone through some kind of experience to be able to interpret what I'm saying, it might be very hard for them to get it. But I'm here. I'm patient. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Shout out to Shade. Shout out to Natu. Shout out to Ice Eyes. Shout out to Jum Jum. Shout out to Uncle Patrick for answering the call and gracing the stage and then sharing their opinions. I really appreciate you. You help me elevate the conversations when you do that. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate you. All right. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll be right back here tomorrow, 5 p.m. Yes, we have our regular show tomorrow, 5 p.m. right here on Men of Prestige. And if you're looking for coaching, hit me up behind the scenes. It's scrolling on the screen. Just send me an email. You can also send me a text message, preferably WhatsApp at +1 732 305 8577 for a free consultation. And then we can take it from there. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. And peace. We offer evidence-based relationship and marriage resources and coaching to help you navigate the difficult times.
Don't just wing it. Learn the principles that work.
Download our 2 free books and book your complimentary coaching session now at manofprestige.com.